Grace and peace, y'all, and welcome to the Wise Perspective. I am your host, Wise. First off, of course, we're going to start it off with a thank you for being present this day. Okay, so this is more of a channeled message, I feel like, than a podcast episode, but I do feel like I'm being guided to speak in depth about what I'm being seen, what, like, I can literally visually can see what they're trying to map out of me as far as what this conversation is going to go about. Now, I don't have any notes because this is actually a topic I don't even feel like I can take notes on. I can only express what I can see and what I'm being guided to speak on so that it is completely clear. All right, so the reason why I would definitely say I don't feel personally like I know enough about this topic is it's about celebrity stuff. It's about the way celebrity lifestyles and where we are being guided to navigate at this current moment. But it's from the spiritual aspect to understand what we as the souls alongside the systems are seeing. Okay. So if you know, you know. Now, I'm being guided to talk about the time we're in now. So we are in a time where our current celebrities are at the position where they have to pass down their torches or pass their torch over to someone else. You're going to see this all over the place. I've seen it in a couple of aspects, just, fly by night type stuff. Like it came up. I think one I saw was they're talking about the quote unquote new Nicki coming out. We had this influx, I feel like, in June where all of the celebrities were posting their offspring. They were posting their daughters, posting their sons, even if they have a distant relationship with that child or whatever, but they were posting who their children were to start to push forward their names. Now, this in a sense is that torch being passed down type situation. Now, when it comes to spiritual aspects, we don't see enough of it pushed in the media and what certain things mean. Like just because you're looking at something with your eyes, everything that is happening around you has some sort of meaning to it. It's showing you a vibe, it's showing you a disturbance, it's showing you an area that is, either bondage or freedom, how to navigate it, everything. It has some sort of connotation as to how you are supposed to move with it, around it, through it, alongside it, right? So we don't think about the whole passing the torch as a big thing. It's just, celebrity children. Looking at the blanket statement, looking at, I don't know why I'm getting the sleight of hand. Okay, spirit. They're showing me that a depiction of a magician where they're doing a trick with one hand and have the action on the one hand, and the other hand there's a lot more going on that you're not seeing. And so that's what I guess Holy Spirit is trying to make sure is understood, that we're being deceived in a way because the things we are focusing on is taking the attention off of the actual aspects. I'm also getting the word rituals. So rituals has a negative and positive connotation to it. People will think that a ritual has to do with cultivating dark forces or magic or anything of the sort. But really, a ritual just cultivates energy movement, and the karma received is either dharma or karma, and it's based on the intention of the ritual. That's really it. So we're going to see or notice the children of the celebrities being pushed forward to take the mantle. Doesn't matter the age. Some may even be being pushed in too soon. You'll see. I got a picture of Northwest. But you're seeing this push, right? And what we aren't paying attention to is the why of the push, what season are we in that these celebrities are passing over. Now, if you want to go a bit deeper into that, all celebrities kind of have a time frame. They're able to utilize the essence that was provided to them. When it comes to essence, it's just, I feel like I'm just moving backwards when it comes to this. When it comes to essence, you can possess the essence of a former celebrity, and you're able to utilize it. They pass the mantle down too. Sometimes it is not to their children. Sometimes that essence gravitates to a particular type of soul based on the way that they live. Or it can just be that's part of your contract. It's so many factors because every human that is here is not living here under the same jurisdiction. They all have to be here on contract, but not under the same jurisdiction. Which is why you hear things about starseeds, you hear about Aryans, you hear about, reptilian. Like, there's a whole bunch of categories you hear about because you can be humanoid and have a background, your soul have a background in many different places because you have been to these places or you've traveled that solar system, but your original blueprint usually comes from one of these things. It could kind of be like, I'm getting the visualization of a toy factory that makes a whole bunch of different toys. God is the toy factory. Now, how he puts you together has to do with the pieces that he decided he was going to work with that day. Maybe today he made a rocking horse and tomorrow he made a dollhouse. And it will decide your purpose and, where you're going and how you're navigating it, right? But different toys come from the same place. Same aspect. God be giving me some wild depictions to go ahead and pick through, but I don't know. Like, I get these modern parables that just sit in my mind. I digress. So, you're seeing the passing down of the mantle of these celebrities. We're going to see rituals. You're going to see where, and we're seeing some of them already. I'm seeing so much. They're flashing so many different things in front of me as I'm speaking about it. You'll see them put on performances because that cultivates the use of creative energy. That creative energy is kind of how you pull it into yourself. And some celebrities already know they know that this is how it's done. You'll see the stars' children start to pick up their own creative ability, whether it's fashion, whether it's modeling. You'll see some of them have musical talents. There's a lot. Some of them have cultivated musical talents within their children so that they can take over. Now I'm seeing the same way how people who are in pastoral positions try to sometimes push their children into the forefront so that they can take over the church, is the same way how celebrities do the same for their children to pick up the mantle so that they maintain the hierarchy of their own bloodline. Oof, Holy Spirit is going today. So, y'all, I hope you get what I'm putting down, because I'm about to go back and listen to everything I just said because it is flowing in this channel. Okay, I'm going to continue. So there are many of us who are supposed to step into those positions right now. And just like in the church, the pastor will try to, make sure that the next upcoming pastor is their child. If no one else can come forward and hold that mantle, that's what will happen. It's up to you to step into the position of what your mantle is. And you really only know that through the cultivation of cleansing who you used to be and stepping into the authenticity. Yeah, this channel will be wild, but it is what it is. Now, when it comes to essence, that I was channeling as well was the essence of past celebrities giving over their energy to the next one who is in line for that position. Now, when I say this is coming to me as a different vision as well. So When you are here on the planet, you can slay. You can try to get your child in the position of the power player so that they keep your bloodline going in it. But if you pass away and your spirit is no longer on earth as a physical vessel, your essence goes to the next person who has cultivated enough space to hold that either goddess or godlike energy within their creativity. Ooh, this is wild. So there are a lot of people who are going to be stepping into position because we've lost a lot of celebrities who held goddess or god essence within them, and it's going to the rightful places. Okay, now I'm seeing where this is going. The ones who are still here, who have control over industries because their name has gotten really big, they're trying to push their children into the forefront so that they maintain the wealth that has been cultivated, the name and the bloodline for themselves. It's kind of like a cheat code to holding on to an essence that is borrowed. You're trying to pass it on, and it is a borrowed essence. What's supposed to happen is you pass away with that essence, and then when it leaves your body, it is attracted to the next person in the line as a soul, not in bloodline, but as a soul who mirrors the ability to hold it. So now I see okay. So I feel like this message is really moving us toward understanding why coveting the person over the gift is a detrimental thing, because we're giving the person power because they have a beautiful creative ability that we admire. That ability is here to uplift the planet, uplift the population who are drawn in by it. But it is also borrowed. It is supposed to be handed around, supposed to transfer hands as that person leaves a lifetime. Which is why, even though we may have had a star who held a very powerful essence pass away, like usually there's somebody else that now comes through and their name is just as notable or associated kind of with that essence because they carry the same. Okay, now I don't know why this is coming up for me, but I'm hearing where they've been able to come up with other cheat codes, and it is disrupting this pattern of transfer. Like I said, it's not supposed to be manipulated. If your child is supposed to pick up the mantle, they naturally will be able to pick up the mantle. It doesn't have to be forced into the child or anything like that. There are some children who just have natural talented ability, and their job was to be born in the bloodline to keep it going. So no manipulation is needed. Now I'm hearing the media talk about this whole people are getting cloned and, like I said, ritualistic pass downs of this energy in this essence. I'm feeling we've figured out ways to kind of manipulate this energy, and it's not supposed to be. It's tainting our influence. Ooh, okay. So we all have influence. Like I said, some people have a very powerful influence. It is by design. This is part of their contract to come here to uplift the community, the world, through their creative endeavors, through their being. When you manipulate this, you have people in positions of influence who utilize it for the cause of self or the cause of destruction. Regardless of which they choose, the problem is you're supposed to use it for the betterment of mankind. We're seeing influence has been transferred over to hands of selfishness, hands of greed. So I'm guessing we need to really evaluate who we're allowing to sit on these seats of influence, of high influence. So we're talking about the ones who have money, because right now the world is still perceiving money as power. That if they have a lot of money, it needs to be evaluated, or we need to get to the point where we evaluate it, I guess, because we're not paying attention. I do remember a few years back, I had like a slight annoyance when I realized that how much more we pay athletes and celebrities than we pay the doctors that keep them alive. And like, I'm just like, well, don't we need healthcare way more, or at least healthcare that is sustainable? Because I'm gonna be honest, healthcare needs to be fixed. Like, it needs a complete makeover. But healthcare, is a calling as well. We rather pay for entertainment than we would our health. Even our food, like growing healthy food and getting away from the injecting and all the other trash that's actually poisoning us. We invest more money in entertainment than we do in those things. So our priorities have become an issue because of influence. To maintain that influence, it has to come from somewhere. That energy has to come from somewhere. Again, I'm getting this magician with this sleight of hand over here, where it's like I'm doing one thing over here, you're looking at it, but really I'm doing a lot of other stuff. Now, I am not worldly at all in the least, so like things like politics and stuff, it doesn't really appeal to me, because I know how much untruth is just sitting in it, and I can't live in anything that's untrue. So I can't even pay attention to it. It would just bore me to the point of driving me insane. But for those who are paying attention to it, that's the point, is to keep you distracted, especially right now while they're doing these handovers to the new generations that are up and coming. Now, this doesn't happen every year where we'll see them start to pass. It starts with an accumulation, and I do feel like the accumulation really started during the pandemic to get to this point. So over the last, I want to say, 5 years or so, we've lost a lot of celebrities, and that essence is now here, and it's sitting there waiting for the people who are getting themselves in position to take the mantle. So those are going to drop on those people. But the other ones, these are the ones that we need to pay attention to, because the ones that are being passed over may very well be tainted. And as those tainted ones start up and coming, we need to evaluate where they're influencing us to look. What is the point of their influence? Right? So I'm going to leave this one right here. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm going to entitle this one, but I'm going to let the Holy Spirit do what the Holy Spirit do. And I'm just going to be obedient. That's my job. All right. I thank you for being present. Make sure you like my video. Listen, I got to start growing this, and I really would like to start doing some cool things that I've written down on behalf of my community. So if you are a community member, you've been listening to my podcast for a bit, I'm with you, and I thank you. I want to get to know who you are, and let's do this. If you'd like to schedule a one-on-one call, go ahead and use that Calendly link. It should be up right now, and we can talk about any other topics that come up, or we can get into just this and navigating your own purpose and passions. So until next time, love and light, y'all, and peace.